Welcome back to UMass Sports Weekly, and I'm here with Liam Byrne, and we're going to be talking about the women's soccer team this weekend. Another tough loss, 5-2 now. They lost 2-0 to Brown, and that was not the story from the game. This time it was a key injury to a key player, and that's Jackie Bruno, who suffered an injury. Liam, why don't you tell us a little bit about that?
Well, she suffered a right foot injury, and then they found a bone abnormality, and now she is in a walking boot. But it's a huge loss for the team, Chris. And both Bruno and Coach Ed Matz think that she'll be back in at least 2 weeks, hopefully. Coach Ed Matz wants to be sure that she'll be healthy and when they start conference play. He was quoted saying that we're definitely going to miss her spark. Jackie can be physical when she wants to be. She can play with a chip on her shoulder, and we're going to miss that. Right now, we're trying to make sure she's healthy for the A10s. She's going to be very important for us in October. So he speaks very highly of her, and he has every reason to because it's one of his best players. And this was the last thing the Minutewomen really wanted. But it's a good thing though. They have a while until she can come back. They only have 2 games, so it's not that bad. Hopefully.
I know what Coach Ed Matz always focuses on from the past. He's always focused on the A10s. Those are the games he really focuses on. And he always talks highly about Jackie Bruno since her freshman year when she still got playing time. So this is a tough loss for the Minutewomen. Definitely one of their key scorers with a struggling offense. Now, Liam, tell me about this struggling offense in the game against Brown. We know that Brown scored early, so...
Oh, yeah, they did score early. They scored in the 6th minute. And UMass took a loss 2-0, obviously. Allie Riley put in the goal for net for her first of the season for Brown. Then in the second half, the 67th minute, a player who I mentioned last week that we need to look out for was senior Chloe Cross for Brown. She's the team's leading scorer. She came up with the insurance goal for Brown and to top it all off. But for us, in goal, Danielle Krasinski, despite the loss, she had 8 saves, so she's still having an impressive season despite the losing season for UMass. And towards the end of the game, freshman Cassidy Babin got in the net for a little experience from her game against New Hampshire. She played the last 14 minutes and she had 1 save. The corner kicks, UMass lost the corner kicks. They've been doing well this season on corner kicks. Brown had 5 and we had only 2, and we tied on shots for 14 for both teams. So.
All right, well, that's the one positive I'd say to take out of the game, that 14 shots apiece, a little better balance than in the past.
Absolutely.
And as you said, we got a freshman in net that got to get a little experience in that 2-0 loss. Danielle Krasinski, she's had a great season for the Minutewomen, but to get freshmen a little experience is obviously a good thing. So we'll take what positives we can get out of this game. Now, obviously, offense has been the struggle for the Minutewomen. It has in the past, and it still is. Liam, how do you think that we could rebound from this loss and the past losses in the future?
Well, we have time to recover. Our next game is not until the 29th, which I believe is on Monday at Harvard. And then after that, we start the A10 play. Harvard's 5-2. They have a matchup before Penn. I think they believe they lost before they take on the Minutewomen. Actually, I'm sorry. They have a match at Penn before they play the Minutewomen. But for us, we have to find other contributors. You can't always just go to Jackie Bruno, even though she's injured now, and Megan Burke. We have other girls, the younger girls have to step up. Girls like Julia Whitehofer, Danielle Alvarez, they both had good chances to score last game. And another sophomore, the sophomore is Laura Johns. She mainly comes off the bench. But we also have to keep focusing on defense. And like you said, Chris, we got to score goals. That's the main thing I've been talking for the past 2 weeks.
Yeah, I hear you. And that's been the case with this team for a long time, as I mentioned before. Goals, we need goals. You're playing soccer to score goals. Maybe the defense has to step up. Danielle Krasinski has not been able to put up a shutout every single game, which means it's going to be tough for us to win those games for the Minutewomen. But hopefully we see some improvements against Harvard. We'll take the positive that the shooting attempts were equal in that game.
And another thing, if I could add, they just need to maintain their confidence too. Their coach has a lot of confidence in them, so they have to keep their heads up, as they continue on A10 play this October. So.
All right, thank you, Liam. Well, Thanks for watching us on another edition of UMass Sports Weekly. And don't forget to make it out to that homecoming football game at McGurk against Bowling Green on Saturday. Follow our Facebook and Twitter pages for updates throughout the game. And I'm your host, Chris Corso. Have a great week, UMass.